The Fourth Osage Nation Congress to order. We're in our seventh special session. Today is July 17th, 2015. The time is 4:05 p.m. and we are on day 5 on our agenda. First item on the agenda is prayer. Congressman Yeck, would you please lead us in a word of prayer today?
Yes. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this day, Lord. We ask, Lord, that you watch over, keep us safe, our families, friends, our loved ones. We ask that you lead and guide us through this meeting, Lord. God, give us open minds, hearts to make the right decisions, Lord. We ask, Lord, that you look down upon those that are mourning, sick. We ask that you continue to watch over and keep us safe. Thank you, Lord, for all the blessings you bestowed upon us. We ask this thing in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Congresswoman Bucklehead. Congresswoman Edwards. Congressman Hamilton.
Here.
Congressman Yeck.
Present.
Congressman Maker.
Here.
Congressman Mason.
Present.
Congressman Norris.
Here.
Congresswoman Pratt.
Present.
Congressman Shaw.
Here.
Congressman Supernall.
Here.
Congressman Walker.
Here.
Speaker Whitehorn.
Present.
Assistant Chief Redcorn.
Present.
We have a quorum. Next item on the agenda is journal. Would you please take a minute to look over the journal? Congressman Yeck.
Page 2 under reports of standing committees. I am not the chair of Health and Social Services. And Congressman Shaw is not the chair of Appropriations. I think those are
Got that. Congresswoman Bucklehead.
Well, I know that Congresswoman Edwards left yesterday. I thought she was here for, you're out page 2, it's 11 yeas, 0 nays for all of our votes. I don't see any abstentions. But I also don't see where she left either before these votes were done. Does that make sense?
Yeah. She's still making motions on page 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was here till right.
So this vote count on page 2 is all, and even page 3, we still have 11 yeas, 0 nays. You're off page 2. I think we were all here that, all 12 of us voted.
Okay, there's a note made of the vote counts on those motions. We will double check those and make sure those totals get correct. I see that happening into page 3 also.
Speaker.
Yes, Congressman Walker.
Page 5, towards the top of the page under F, it says prescribed. I think that probably should say described. Maybe not.
I've got a note of that. That amendment was copied, but we will it was a printed amendment, but we will double check that and make the change if it is needed. Congressman Walker.
Speaker.
Congressman Walker.
Page 7,
Yes.
towards the bottom, it says got 3 Fs in a row. Is that how it's supposed to be? Right.
I don't believe that's how it's supposed to be. We will make a correction to that. We'll go look at the amendment. Was that how it was? The clerk says that how it was on her amendment that was turned in.
It's got an AM instead of a PM. About a quarter of the way down.
Okay. Which AM are you talking about? 11:30? I see 11:30 AM.
Yes, that would be correct.
That would be correct.
Pardon me.
And I found also Congresswoman Edwards left at 11:23 AM, so we'll correct anything up above that. Congresswoman Buffalo ahead.
Page 8, where it says a vote was taken and passed with 10 yeas and 2 nays. But then the vote count is 2 nays, 1 absent. So you've got a vote count of 12 people, but you're right below it reflects that Congresswoman Edwards was absent, so that's inaccurate.
Okay, that will be corrected. I've got it noted. Congressman Supernall,
I think on page 14,
14.
13, 12, a lot of places you got Edwards voting where she wasn't here. So it's just giving her, I guess.
Yes, we will make those change and we will double check the vote counts. I will go ahead and let Congress know it is my practice to always review the journal before I sit in my chair, but since I've been here today, I've been in meetings and the journal was not put out until sometime this morning, so I have not had the ability to review it. So you're helping me do my job right now, so I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome.
Congresswoman Buffalo ahead.
Well, and just for consistency, on the, like pages 11, you got the 4 yays, 7 nays, 1 absent, but if you flip back to page 9 at the top, a vote was taken with 11 yays, 0 nays. So do you all want to add that 1 was absent if 1 was absent, or you've got yays, nays, and then absent on the back part of this journal, but on the front, there's not 12 votes, but it just says 11 yays, 0 nays on page 9, no absent. It's kind of confusing.
That's the difference in motions and vote counts.
Okay.
Congresswoman Buffalo ahead.
I will make a motion to approve this journal as amended.
Second.
This needs a lot of amendments. Reluctantly, but.
Well, in this portion of discussion, I will say that the final journal of this session is always, by rule, it's always the speaker's obligation to go through it and make sure it's completely corrected without a movement of this body. I will make sure that these corrections are properly made. And all in favor, say yes.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, the journal is approved. Next item on the agenda is reports of standing committees. Are there any standing committees? Congressman Mason.
Thank you, Speaker. Members of Congress, the Education Committee reports out and references Bill number ONCA 15-73, an act to amend ONCA 14-72 to provide a supplemental appropriation to the Division of Education and Early Childhood Services for fiscal year 2015 in the amount of $195,896 and to establish an alternate effective date. Sponsor is Congresswoman Alice Buffalo Head. Coming out today with our recommendation is do pass as a committee substitute. Voting yes, Mason, Hamilton, Maker, Buffalo Head, and Pratt. Absent, Edwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Congressman Walker.
Good afternoon, Speaker, members of Congress. Governmental Operations Committee met yesterday, considered bill number ONCA 1568. I am the sponsor. Committee action is do pass as a committee substitute. Also part of the action, there was an explanation, there was a motion to attach a memorandum from the TDLA department, which described how the money was being, or why the money was needed and where it was previously spent. And if the Congress would like for me to, I can read it, but whatever the will is. Yea, nay? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Do you have any desire for these bills to go anywhere? I have 1573 and 1578 in my hands. Congressman Walker.
I guess the first question, does anybody have any amendments for these?
Any member?
15.
The two that were just read out of committee, 1573, which is the Division of Early Education and Early Childhood Services, and 1568, which is...
68, you said 70.
Excuse me?
I believe you said 78 earlier, I think that's what you...
1568, which is the Division of Governmental Operations. I don't see anybody that has an amendment if they want to. Congressman Walker.
Then there would be no reason to advance them to general order. They should be third reading after the engrossment. So I'll make a motion, to suspend the rules, modify the agenda, and advance 1568 and 1573 to general order, day 3. I mean, not general order, but on the third reading on today's agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is bills and resolutions on general order. General order day 2 and amendments may be proposed. The first bill is ONCA 1567 to amend ONCA 1471 to provide a supplemental appropriation to the Division of Culture Preservation, Arts, Heritage, and Language for fiscal year 2015 in the amount of $21,224 and to establish an alternate effective date. Congresswoman Buffalo Head is the sponsor, and there's an amendment before you, the general order amendment.
Page 2, lines 49 through 77, strike lines 49 through 77, and insert the following table. You have that in front of you. Total expenses 2943880. That's what that reads.
Are there any more questions about the amendment? Okay. Do you have any more discussion, comment you'd like to make, Congresswoman?
No.
The question is, shall the amendment pass? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. There we go. Thank you. Next piece of legislation is ONCA 1579 to amend ONCA 1476 to provide a supplemental appropriation to the Health, Fitness, and Wellness Division for fiscal year 2015 in the amount of $49,479 and to establish an alternate effective date. Congressman Shaw is the sponsor. Are there any amendments to be proposed to that bill?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have a general order amendment that you should have in front of you. It's to, again, bill number 1569. And what has taken place in the change in the grid amounts is the original appropriation, as indicated in the title, was $49,479. It's been reduced to $37,461. After refiguring and a renaming of the key personnel that were to be hired, it was discovered that lesser funding was needed, so there's been an adjustment downward in that supplemental appropriation. Okay. The amendment is that page 2, lines 49 through 75, strike lines 49 through 75 and insert the following table.
Thank you, Congressman.
Second.
The motion and a second. So we have two pieces that have been amended. Congressman Walker.
Make a motion to suspend the rules, modify the agenda, and advance or place ONCA 1567 and 1569 on today's agenda on general order date 3.
Point of order, we accepted the amendment?
It just has to have a motion and a second, and that has
Oh,
been
that's
done.
it.
Congresswoman
Okay.
Bethlehead
I got you. So
seconded
move
it.
to day 3.
Now we need to move it to day 3, yes.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Any discussion to the motion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
So those are now on general order day 3, which is where we are on our agenda right now. Let me get organized here numerically. Okay, the first bill is ONCA 1547. The amendment is, which you should have in front of you, page 3, line 35 through 135 through 136, strike $560,500 and insert $391,160. Is there any discussion to this amendment? Congressman Walker.
Rather than try to explain to everybody what many of us already know, I'm just going to say that I support this amendment. There's been a lot of work by staff, executive staff, and legislative staff, and this amendment is married up with ONCA 1568, and the numbers are correct. So if this amendment doesn't pass, then it's going to send what we've done thus far into a tailspin, and we're going to have to do some refiguring and go backwards. So I would urge you to vote yes.
Any more discussion to the amendment? All in favor of the amendment say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the amendment passes. The next bill on general order day 3 is ONCA 1567. The amendment is page 2, lines 49 through 77, strike lines 49 through 77, and insert the following table. You have that table in front of you. Is there any discussion to this amendment? Seeing none, all in favor of the amendment say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? The amendment passes. Next amendment is to bill number ONCA 1569, page 2, lines 49 through 75, strike lines 49 through 75 and insert the following table. Is there any discussion to the amendment? You should have it in front of you. Seeing none, Congressman Walker.
Well, I just want, for the record, there was discussion about this, about not doing this because we could potentially have somebody that is more qualified or throughout negotiations for these positions and want and potentially deserve more money. Well, this is about a $12,000 reduction in salaries and wages line item for those purposes. However, there is about $10,000 or $12,000 of unspent funding in the health division that could be used if that scenario happened. So there's been enough discussion about that. I feel comfortable, so I'll be voting yes.
Any more discussion to the amendment? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the amendment passes. Okay, we are now finished with General Order Day 3. When we vote on our amendments, Congresswoman Pratt.
Okay, I'm sorry, I may be speaking out of order. I was just waiting for you to refer them to engrossment, and I was going to move to recess.
Okay, I'll refer them to engrossment, and then I'll let you move it. ONCA 1567, ONCA 1569, ONCA 1547 are referred to engrossment.
Okay.
Congressman Pratt.
I move to recess to the call of the speaker for the purposes of engrossment.
Second.
Discussion, Congressman Walker.
Should we go ahead and advance into third reading?
I think that would be in order, yes.
Well, she had her hand up first, I'm sorry.
I will make a motion
I thought you already did that.
Did we have a motion on the floor
I
right
withdraw.
now? You withdraw? Okay.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules, modify the agenda, advance ONCA 1567, ONCA 1569, ONCA 1547 to today's agenda on third reading.
Motion? Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Congresswoman Pratt.
Okay, now I move to recess for the purpose of engrossment.
When do you want to come back in?
I hate not having that clock right there.
Call of the chair would be appropriate.
Oh, I thought I said, I'm sorry, I might have said at the time before. Yeah, like 20 minutes to the call of the speaker.
Second.
Thank you. Got a motion and a second. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
We're in recess.